And we are live with Toronto Stevie Live, and it's the Smackdown Summary. Um, it is a late night and my hair is a mess, but what the hell? Um, I just want to say tonight we had the Friday night delight in your head. Nasty Neil had a rollicking um, Friday night in your head. I was there along with um, Vic Schiavone. Jobs came in with his present, and John Reddy. Um, so it's a different night. It's kind of great that I'll be able to get on, and already seconds in, and what do we got here? Um, Anthony Chobo. Anthony, do you spend your entire life on the internet? It's like 1:30, it's quarter to 2 in the morning, and you're already on. But then again, I think I spend my entire life on the internet. Um, but let's get into the SmackDown summary. What else you got here? SmackDown was okay. SmackDown was okay. Yes, this was actually. I'll start off by saying right away that I thought tonight's SmackDown was a much better show than Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw got a tremendous thumbs down from me. But check out my Raw report from earlier this week. Also on In Your Head Tonight. Um, I also gave a little brief thought summary of the Raw report on In Your Head. I think going forward, if Nasty Neil is going to have his his In Your Heads on Friday nights, that I'll probably, if I can get on, I'll probably be giving Raw reports on my YouTube channel and on Facebook and Twitter, uh, and then on In Your Head itself, maybe giving a little summary of it. So because like my Raw reports usually are about 20 to 25 minutes, they could be a little bit longer if I uh, get into more descriptive or if I do extra things. We also talked about Backlash, WWE Backlash as well, um, and Job's opened a present from Nasty Neil. So check out In Your Head. It was a nice show tonight. But let's get into SmackDown. SmackDown um, this week came to you from Columbia, South Carolina, and we had the usual pre-show arrivals: Truth and Damian Priest, Trick Williams, um, and actually, this is how it started out the show. Is that Trick Williams is a native of Columbia, South Carolina. So they started off the show. I think they showed Trick's family in the front row. And Trick Williams came out with Little Yachty and some sort of mascot. Um, he came down to the ring and they were having sort of a celebration of him, a hometown celebration. And it was immediately interrupted by The Miz and Kit Wilson. And so they come down to the ring, and um, Kit Wilson and The Miz were trying to run down Trick Williams. And then The Miz challenged Trick Williams. He wanted a referee to come down to the ring. And I think there was a commercial break. I think there was a quick commercial break. And when it came back on, immediately, this is what I really like better than Raw. They immediately went into a match. We didn't have to wait 20 to 25 minutes before the opening match of the night. And the opening match of the night was non-title Trick Williams versus The Miz. The Miz, dependable wrestler, um, when you get the new champion in there, put him up against The Miz, you're going to get a good match, a good competitive match. And this is what we got. The Miz went for the skull crushing finale. I think the first time that he went for it, Trick Williams did get out of it. The second time he went for it, Trick actually kicked out of the pinfall. Kit Wilson did try to interfere in the match, but he got his ass kicked by Little Yachty for his trouble. And I think Little Yachty even threw him over the announce table, and Kit Wilson just kind of crumpled to the floor behind the announce table. And The Miz was distracted by this, allowing Trick to hit the trick shot and pin The Miz. So the hometown wrestler Trick Williams celebrates after the match. Backstage, they cut to Carmelo Hayes, and he's talking about how he wants to, I guess he's got his eyes on the United States title. So we could see a resumption of the Carmelo Hayes Trick Williams rivalry. I think this could probably be an interesting dynamic, because you have like The Miz and Carmelo Hayes, and then he's interrupted by Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn is another wrestler. He wants a rematch for the United States title, but there's even another wrestler, the former Ricky Starks from AEW, now Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints has his eye on the United States title. So you've got a lot of challengers for Trick Williams, one by one. These are fresh matchups on SmackDown. But these guys have they kind of got to get over, especially Ricky Saints. He's been losing matches. He wins matches, loses matches. So he really isn't, he's kind of running in place. But we also get the general manager, Nick Aldis, was on the show a lot. With guys kind of in the mid card, like Ray Phoenix. But Sami Zayn, like I said, basically he wants this rematch, but the Nick Aldis is basically saying, well, you lost the match, Further backstage, you have Paige and Brie Bella, the women's world champions. They're confronted by Nia Jax and Lash Legend, the Irresistible Forces. They talk about how they're going to take on Julia and Kiana James tonight. Monday, they're taking on the Judgment Day. And also, I think it was Saturday night's main event. They also have a tag team title match scheduled there as well. So like their plate is full, and so when we go to the ring, we immediately get the next match of the night, another non-title match. Kiana James and Julia taking on Paige and Brie Bella. It's Brie mode as Paige and Brie Bella. I really like this because, a lot of wrestlers do DDTs, and you don't see too many wrestlers, men or women, using the cradle pile driver. The cradle DDT. Paige calls it the Rampage, and she uses this to win the match. Great. It's great that, she's the only one using this move, and she gets the pin. I think it was on Julia. Afterwards, I think it was on It was on Kiana James because Julia was outside the ring, I think. But I guess they're slowly developing this tension between Julia and Kiana James. Um, Meanwhile, Paige and Brie Bella win the match, and so this coming Monday on Raw, they're going to face the Judgment Day team. I guess it's um, Raquel Rodriguez and um, the little short girl. um, I can't. I'm drawing a blank. Um, um, the girl who does the little tiny girl. I can't remember her name right now. Roxanne Perez, that's who it is. So Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez are probably going to get the title shot. Um, I'm predicting that Paige and Brie Bella will retain the tag team titles because I think, like I said, they've got a scheduled match at Saturday night's main event, and so I think that's probably where they're going to go with that one. Um, so we go. There's a video of Gunther and attacking Cody Rhodes and putting him in the sleeper hold. And Cody is walking backstage. He's got his belt, and he's also got a contract that he wants Gunther to sign for the match at Clash in Italy. Also backstage is Tiffany Stratton, and I think they tried to get an interview with Tiffany, but Tiffany is looking backstage and she's watching Julia and Kiana James argue when she's interrupted by Chelsea Green. So I'm not sure if Chelsea is cleared for wrestling because she's out of the wheelchair, but she hasn't had a match yet. So maybe she's not ready to wrestle yet. So we'll have to wait and see. And also because of so many wrestlers that have been released, Chelsea, you kind of get the feeling she's on the bubble. Whether or not she's going to be one of the next ones to go, kind of reminds me of LA Knight. You got these wrestlers that are very entertaining. They're over, but whether it's for monetary reasons, they may get released eventually. But nonetheless, so Gunther, he comes down, and I think it was just the one where Cody is in the ring, and he basically wants Gunther to sign the contract, and he actually comes down to the ring, and he sort of acts like a member of the ring crew. Cody puts 2 chairs and a table in the ring, and he wants Gunther to come down to the ring and sign the contract. Gunther comes down to the ring. He's got a microphone, and he says, "Well, you have to say please." So Cody obliges and says, "Please sign the contract." But Gunther, Mr. Gunther, signed the contract. But Gunther is reluctant to sign the contract. In fact, I think he got out of the ring and was going up the rampway when Nick Aldis comes out. No, I think, was it Royce Keys, the former Powerhouse Hobbs, comes out, and he looks at Gunther, brushes right past him, and comes down to the ring and gets in the ring. And basically, this sets up, well, Gunther, if you're not going to sign the contract, I'm going to sign the contract. So Royce Keys takes a pen from Cody, and he's going to sign the contract when Gunther immediately runs down to the ring and takes the pen out of Royce Keys' hand. He won't, he's trying to prevent Royce Keys from signing the contract. So I guess it's like an open contract that Cody had for Clash in Italy. And basically, Nick Aldis comes out And he says, well, Gunther, since you didn't want to sign the contract, you're going to have to wrestle for the right to sign the contract. So Nick Aldis makes a match for the main event tonight. It's Royce Keys versus Gunther, and the winner will face Cody Rhodes at Clash in Italy. So backstage, we get the MFTs 2.0, I guess. Tama Tonga, and Solo Sikoa. And Tama Tonga has a match later on with Damian Priest. Coming back from the commercial break, Gunther is upset with Nick Aldis, but Nick Aldis basically says, yeah, you you should have signed the contract. Elsewhere backstage is a confrontation between Carmelo Hayes and Ricky Saints, and this immediately leads into a match between these two. Now, again, this is the former Ricky Starks from AEW, now Ricky Saints, former NXT champion. And so he's up on the main roster. As you remember, when he debuted on SmackDown, his opening debut match on SmackDown was against the world champion Cody Rhodes. Needless to say, Cody beat him. And so he's kind of, that's not a good way to start off your debut. Kind of like Sol Ruka on Raw. So Ricky is kind of, he's stuck in the mid card. And when he's taking on Carmelo Hayes, I mean, I kind of thought, Carmelo's been there for a while now. He's been the United States champion. So I thought there was no reason why Carmelo should have won this match. Could have easily just given the win to Ricky Saints. Carmelo didn't go for some of his big moves, but Ricky Saints would get out of them. But eventually, Ricky tried to put his feet on the top rope, but referee Charles Robinson caught him and wouldn't count the pinfall. So when Carmelo got near the ropes and rolled up Ricky Saints, Charles Robinson counted 1, counted 2, and then when he was about to count 3, Carmelo put his feet on the bottom rope for leverage, and Charles Robinson counted 3, and Carmelo wins the match by pinfall. Afterwards, Ricky Saints is complaining that Carmelo cheated, but Charles Robinson didn't see it. So nonetheless, Ricky Saints loses. He's I don't know. It just seems that much like Sol Ruka on Raw, Ricky Saints on SmackDown. You make your debut and you're losing matches, and quite frankly, losing too many matches. Well, it remains to be seen if Sol Ruka is ever going to win a match, and how long it's going to take for her to win a match on Raw. And Ricky Saints, I think he has won some matches on SmackDown. I can't really remember. Help me out if you can remember the last time Ricky Saints won a match on SmackDown. Okay, so I think backstage, R-Truth is talking to Royce Keys, and R-Truth and Damian Priest. I think they also have a chat, and it's Damian Priest mentions that R-Truth is not cleared to compete, and so he can't come down to the ring later on tonight when Damian Priest takes on Tama Tonga. Coming back from the commercial break, Danhausen has some weird backstage segment. He's still got his cloning machine, so don't really know what's going on there. So we go down to the ring. It's Damian Priest versus Tama Tonga, and these two have a very competitive match, actually. Tama Tonga is a lot smaller than Damian Priest, Damian Priest goes for the Razor's Edge, but Tama Tonga manages to get out of it with a corkscrew return and avoids it. But in the end, Damian Priest eventually hits the South of Heaven chokeslam and basically pins Tama Tonga. And you could see this coming. It's the formula for WWE. As soon as Damian Priest turns his back to the entranceway, Tama Tonga comes down and lays out Damian Priest, and Damian Priest struggles to get up. And when he does, Solo Sikoa hits him with the Samoan spike and lays out Damian Priest. So again, there's there's a backstage segment with Sami Zayn talking to Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano was just lying on a packing crate or a table or something, and Sami Zayn just keeps talking, constantly talking, and completely ignores the fact that Johnny Gargano is kind of looking comatose on the table. Candice LeRae at one point comes in and sells it. These are goofy, stupid, and a pointless waste of time. But nonetheless, coming back from the commercial break, Jade Cargill I think they talk about what she was doing last week with Fatal Influence, and then her girls. See, Jade Cargill and BFAB and Michin don't really have a team name, but they come down to the ring, and they basically announce that Rhea Ripley is not here this week, and there's going to be a tag team match. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair taking on taking on BFAB and Michin. And I think they got on the microphones first, then coming back from the commercial break, they actually had the match. And this one, I think it went a little bit longer. But it ended in disqualification when Alexa Bliss was going for the Sister Abigail DDT, and Jade Cargill just interfered in the match, causing the disqualification. At which point, Jade Cargill, BFAB, and Michin beat up Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. And no, I think they were going to do that when Charlotte actually took out BFAB and Michin, and she confronted Jade Cargill, inviting Jade Cargill to come into the ring, but Jade Cargill wouldn't do it. She just took a powder, and then her girls took a powder, and then they just walked away. Backstage, Fatal Influence was watching, and they actually cut a promo backstage, but they didn't come down to the ring. Coming back from the commercial break, there was a quick segment with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. And I think it was later on announced for Saturday night's main event that there's going to be a 6-woman tag team match, that Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley were taking to take on Jade Cargill, Michin, and BFAB. So it certainly looks like I think the heels are probably going to win the match. I'm probably going to be wrong on this, but unless Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss get the upper hand next week, I think that the heels will probably win this match. So that's like 3 matches I think that are announced for Saturday night's main event. But so far, it certainly looks like it's going to be headlined by Penta versus Ethan Page. Not exactly a main event caliber match, but unless they get a bigger name main eventing the show, that's the probably going to be headlining the show. I'll probably watch it anyway. Um, so backstage, yeah, Royce Keys is still warming up for his match against Gunther when Solo Sikoa approaches him. So it certainly looks like I don't know what where this is going, but so Royce Keys, the former powerhouse Hobbs, is another guy new to the roster. Um, he now up until this point he was undefeated, and coming back from the commercial break, we have the main event of the evening. The winner becomes the number one contender for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Royce Keys versus Gunther. Um, uh, Good, I say a quality main event. Royce Keys really getting the shine against an established main eventer like Gunther. Um, but again, this was an instance of of a um, of a new person uh, of Royce Keys who is just dominating. He needs the wins, but they they decide, okay, we're going to put you up against the established Gunther for a shot at the world title. Um, and at one point, I think somebody interfering with us because it looks like um, he was holding his own against Gunther. Um, and it looked like he had a chance to win the match. Um, but Gunther eventually he got like I think it was a power bomb on Royce Keys to win the match. Um, was it Solo Sikoa came down to the ring? Um, but nonetheless, they did have Gunther win the main event. And so Royce Keys suffers his first loss since coming to the WWE main roster. And so I'm assuming that this will be Clash in Italy. But something weird happened when the match ended. Um, Gunther went up to the cameraman who was in the corner, and he grabbed the camera and he was shouting into the camera. And so while he's doing this, Cody Rhodes comes up from behind, grabs Gunther, and gives him the crossroads, and the show goes off the air with Gunther laid out and Cody standing tall. Um, Now, usually when they do these kinds of moves, that's usually a move by a heel. Usually, it's the heel who sneak attacks after a match and is standing tall at the end of a match. But in this case, it was your world champion, your so-called baby face, face of the company, Cody Rhodes, who did that. So, it's like something we continuously talk about on In Your Head. Basically, it's whenever you see um, uh, whenever you see uh, wrestlers who should be heels or should be baby faces, WWE just seems to be doing the exact opposite. We were talking about the Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu match, and how Jacob can do just about heinous things to Roman Reigns, and the crowd continues to treat him like a babyface, cheering him on. Well, with Cody Rhodes, it certainly seems from his match with Randy Orton that they were trying Randy. Same thing, they can do that with Randy Orton. Randy, he could be heinous towards Cody Rhodes, and the crowd will still cheer him on. Whereas Cody, they'll boo him. And even on here, Cody acted like a complete heel, attacking Gunther after the match, and yet he's supposed to be the babyface, and Gunther is supposed to be the heel. So this dynamic is just backwards, but nonetheless, this seems to be the WWE way, and I don't know. That's just my opinion. But I will say this, like I said, I will give this show a thumbs up because I thought it was such a much better show than Raw on Monday. Um, so we got one more week until Saturday night's main event, and then 2 more weeks until Clash in Italy. So a quick turnaround, quick way, and you kind of wonder, they've got to kind of make 2 shows. Next week there might be another match added to Saturday night's main event. I think it's and they got to also make matches for Clash in Italy. So they're going to be working overtime, trying to make matches. There could be a lot of repeats. We could see another Jacob Fatu Roman Reigns match. I think it's too soon. I think they should cool that off for a little bit. But nonetheless, we'll see where that goes. But like I said, I would give it a thumbs up. I thought SmackDown tonight was pretty good. But that's your SmackDown summary. I invite you to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and follow me on Twitter, X, and Facebook. And that is your SmackDown summary tonight. Have a nice weekend. It is Victoria Day long weekend in Canada, so I've got Monday off. Thank you for watching, and good night, everybody.